being deprived of law enforcement, and then this man is telling me that he's buying off and paying you guys, and then I just don't. I haven't been able to interrupt it all these years. You see on the back of one of them, right here, where the stipulations they demand that I get mental health treatment. And did you talk to them about the YouTubers and why they would let her YouTubers? Because they know that I entered this situation in a domestic violence crisis. In fact, hold on. In fact, coming here when in the interview process, she looked at me mysteriously because I kept shutting my phone off. I shut my phone off to give her my address. Okay, the one that's signed to that paper. I cut my phone off and she looked at me like I was crazy. And then immediately when I cut my phone off after giving her the address, I still have the email now. It said, "You're in Victoria." It freaked her out, and she said, "You keep your devices off and cut your devices off." But everywhere I'm going is letting me be tortured and being trapped in these situations that threaten my life. What's really going on is when he escalates his abuse, he's buying off everyone to leave me in his abuse. I don't want to repeatedly be treated like that. So they're violating my constitutional right to freedom of speech. Sergeant Garcia said he was going to speak to them about it, but the problem is you guys are enlisted them to do it. So I'm not safe if they're demanding that I be violated by this man, violating constitutional rights. You can see that it's stating that YouTubers are harassing them. Stalking is a felony, but they didn't want to report that. They wanted to cover
They're
for
not
it.
being stalked. It says that they were being notified by people.
They found me. I didn't tell YouTube I was at this location. But you guys, they also, me also posted to her YouTube channel, me picketing at CPS. That was clear cut that someone found me at CPS just there a few minutes.
They could have easily figured out where you were at because we have patches for Victoria County, so that tells anyone on YouTube where you're in Victoria County, because if not, we wouldn't be responding.
Well, this is the problem that each location is bought off to cover for crimes. That's why I don't want to be here. There's an excuse of pathological lie and all kind of violations of laws, and there's always an alibi for committing crimes to not get accountability. Since I can't combat you guys taking bribes and enlisting locations I live in to be in cahoots with abuse, I don't want to live like that. I don't want you to demand that I'm mistreated and in crisis situations, someone threatening. Well, you're not. You are demanding it by you breaking the law. You are demanding it, ma'am. You are breaking the law, ma'am, because you're not.
You have the right to evict you or to do all these things because you're living in there. They're giving you this home. They're housing you. They have a contract with you that you signed.
But it's slander. It's slander.
Okay, that's going to be handled in civil court. If you think it's slander, then you can take it there. But this is not a criminal matter.
Okay, so my abuser brought in locations that I live to harass me and terrorize me, and that's not a criminal matter?
No.
Harassment is a crime. That's a blatant lie.
This doesn't say anything about harassment.
I'm stating that I'm being harassed. Harassment is a blatant lie. It says that they're calling them. That is harassment. Multiple different calls. No. That is harassment. That's a blatant lie.
It would be harassment on Promise Point because the YouTubers are contacting Promise Point.
No, the YouTubers are harassing Promise Point. That's harassment. The YouTubers are harassing me.
They're not harassing Promise Point.
Promise Point is putting me out because of the YouTubers. That's harassment. That's a blatant lie. That's a pathological lie, ma'am. You're mistaken. That is a blatant lie. That is a crime. For them to contact Promise Point and find me at these locations is stalking. That's a felony. And you covering for it is a felony. I don't want to have you guys being bought off and pathologically lying on camera footage year after year. You're blatantly lying, ma'am. You're pathologically lying right now. No matter how you deceive yourself to stay out of prison, you're blatantly lying. I hope the FBI is watching. I don't want to have to continue to endure your criminal activity. Countless felonies that you demand that I take, and since you set up crimes, you demand that and tell them to not let me force that I don't record crimes that are repeatedly committed to me. What do you want me to do?
Standard.
Ma'am, stalking is a felony crime that you're covering up for now. So you're strategizing a way to exit this situation to cover for stalking. I would like the felony crime of stalking. Why are you tampering with evidence and that's a felony?
They have their right.
I'm speaking of stalking, the felony crime, and the police department's taking bribes by this man and covering for all the crimes that he commits and enlisting. He says in the email that you're taking bribes, your behavior by pathologically lying and giving me old police reports. And
would you like another statement form, or would you like?
What do I do about this location covering for me being stopped?
They have every right to evict you. They have a contract you signed to live here.
It's a crime for them to take bribes,
Providing you
ma'am.
this housing.
It's a
That's
crime
not
to
criminal.
take bribes, ma'am. It is a crime to take bribes, and for
You
them
have
to,
no proof that they're taking any.
that's what law enforcement is
bribes.
for. But you're denying it because you set it up. The tricky point is proving
There's
it.
no.
If
there's no
YouTubers
harassment
found
on
me
that.
here,
There's
ma'am, if YouTubers found me, don't cover you're bold enough to commit the crime. Don't cover up your name tag, ma'am. Tampering with evidence is a felony. Don't hold it right there.
There's no point for me to cover it.
I want YouTube to see it.
Okay.
So nonetheless,
I'm not gonna sit here.
so you won't take the felony report. You're going to further commit crimes.
Would you like to write it, or would you like?
I want it on body cam footage
I
too.
have you already recorded.
Okay, so I want
would you
YouTube
like
to know.
Write it on a written statement.
I'll write it on a written statement, but I would like to not to deflect on you have evidence that I'm being stalked. And while they just said YouTubers found them. YouTubers found them in that paperwork you just read that you were trying to cover for.
Reporting everything. Like I said, this says Victoria County is not.
But it says on the papers that YouTubers found them. That's a felony crime, ma'am.
That's not a felony crime.
Stalking isn't a felony.
You're putting this information out.
I didn't put the information out. That's what I'm reporting to you.
Okay.
Tampering with evidence is a felony. Are you strategizing the words to cover for me being stalked? Why would you argue with someone doing a felony? So you're leaving in the middle of my report to cover for it?
Wait for you to write your written statement.
I want to
There's
get.
no point in this. We're not getting.
So you're arguing with me for trying to report stalking?
You are arguing with me.
I don't know why I have to. I don't know why it has to be traumatic for me to report crimes year after year, ma'am.
What do you mean traumatic?
Okay, so they have on the paper that you file. I did not put in the atmosphere that I was at this location. They stalked me is what I'm trying to report to you. Why are you demanding that I be stalked?
It's not stalking, and you're posting this to a social
Why are you?
media
You're making a false report.
So,
I did not post it to a social media site.
write that down, ma'am. I'll be waiting outside unless you'd like me to leave. Are you going to write your statement down on the written?
So you're not going to give me a strategy to protect myself?
You're arguing with me, Ms.
You're slandering. You're making a false report.
You're not making any.
So you're strategizing your words as an alibi for committing a crime right now. You're blaming me for it.
For your paper statement on whatever you would like to report on that written statement.
So I guess I'm just not safe living here. Texting, ma'am? You texting your supervisor, my abuser? Because they do it all the time. Whenever I come out, they're always on the phone monitoring me. And then I get threatened and everything when they're texting. And then cars come at me when he still won't close his door.
If you're not going to write down your complaint.
Can I show you the emails that threaten my safety? And you guys by covering for it? Because I want to show you the emails. I can't text. I can't put the emails on the paper.
What do you mean?
The email saying that I'm in trouble today and I'm going to pay, and you already talked to you guys to cover for his crimes. I can't put emails on paper. I'm trying to show you right now the emails.
I'll see the email.
Pulled up and won't let me scroll down, but that's the one today. I know you like to tamper with evidence and don't like to read out loud, so I'll let YouTube.
Just because I don't read out loud doesn't mean I'm tampering with evidence. It's up to me to read it the way you want to click on it. I don't want to read your email.
Yeah, you just clicked in it and it left the email in front of you. It's been
So
doing
is
that.
it that one?
Yeah, it's the one. And we already clicked in it.
Emails without your
And it left.
consent.
You have the device in your hand, and I don't want you tampering with evidence. Read it out loud. I'll read it since you want to tamper with evidence. You can read it too. Jason says since you didn't do a formal but public apology, you will be put out back on the streets. He is on the phone with Victoria officers right now. Jason will be heard. He is very upset today, and it's punishment time. And then the other emails, try to scroll down and see if you can read them.
What is his relationship to you?
Scroll down and see if you could read it and see if it altered.
These are your emails.
But it altered and I couldn't go into all of them. I've already did a report and you're denying law enforcement. I've already put all this in the report. And each time I'm telling you about them, you pretend you're forgetting about them. I'm not safe to live here. And you guys won't give me an exit strategy to flee you guys' abuse.
So is this your husband?
It's like someone I had an online relationship with that I met a couple times that had committed voyeurism crimes and enlisted every person that I came in contact with to be accomplices to his abuse and crimes. So he's kind of sadistic, and he enlists people around me to be sadistic as well. He likes fear and torment and pain, and he strategizes every single day to get that reaction so he can get gratification from my torment and pain. But it's compounded because he enlists you guys to enlist accomplices to his abuse and criminal activity. So when he's upset, they set up strategies to scare me and then torment me and to have me in terror with putouts. Because when I'm put out, I can't get shelters to let me in them. My family has a hit and run that you guys, the law enforcement, has covered for in child abuse. They're scared. as well as all the churches. I was arrested at Gateway for reporting death threats, drug out at IBOC, removed from Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, arrested at several different domestic violence organizations, criminal trespasses at the district attorney. So my family has witnessed that everyone that we come in contact with are accomplices to the abuse. So since you guys know one is making you guys abide by the law and stop pathologically lying, it's not safe for me to live here. Because each time he gets gratification, I fixed up this location and he wants me removed.
You can screenshot these and email them to my work email.
But it doesn't do any good if you're denying law enforcement and you're denying me of any kind of strategy to leave you guys abuse.
You have us coming out here
I just want to leave here. I'm scared, ma'am. By law enforcement.
You don't have to be here.
I can't. I want help. I want help. I'm scared. Because I don't want for you guys to let this man up and murder me and then enlist everybody to cover for it. I'm scared. I want to leave you guys because you won't do law enforcement. And you cover for all the crimes he repeatedly commits. You have an alibi and enlist armies in your abuse. I don't want to be treated like this anymore. Can you help me leave you guys? I don't want to build my life back up. He get infuriated and jealous and interrupted every single time. I had my own apartment, car, and job and felt that I was free. And then he deliberately wiped the rugs up under me every single time I build my life back up. You refuse to do law enforcement, pathologically lie to cover for all crimes being committed to me. Can you help me leave you guys' abuse? Or find me a location so I can just leave? I don't want to be treated like trash and a doormat. And you repeatedly take bribes and enlist everywhere I'm at to blame me for it and leave me in it.
I'm not taking any bribes.
I just want to leave because no one is holding you guys accountable for crimes you repeatedly commit. I want to leave the country. It just follows me everywhere because every location is getting bought off and paid. Every strategy of law.
Help you leave the country?
Yes, I would like somewhere to live to where he won't interrupt my housing, enlist people to be abusers, and enlist law enforcement to cover for his crimes.
Housing to give you,
well, can you get me someone? Can you get me someone? Because I'm not safe living in this country. Because all you guys do is pathologically lie, rack up felonies, and no one's ever holding you guys accountable. Then I can't be safe in environments because they're allowed to terrorize me, and you cover for it and enlist other parties in crimes. And then blatantly lie and say I'm not and not. They've been denying it years, ma'am, even though Diane Hammer was arrested. So can you just, as law enforcement, find me a place to go where this man isn't controlling it? I don't want to be scared to put on makeup. And you saw that piece of paper where they had to put out, and they blamed it on the YouTubers. Every location, if it's not, they're not blaming it on the YouTubers. They're pathologically lying in locations to get me put out. I got put out for getting assaulted. I got put out for reporting harassment. I got put out for reporting thefts. And then one location was so they put me out multiple different times when I wasn't recording just for simply putting on makeup at Austin Street. These locations committing crimes with mail, PNS to rob me of funds, $125, and a scam to put me out. Then put me out because I recorded how they cover for. Then they put me out for recording that someone pulled a knife on me, and they cover for it. That's serious. If they let the man that pulled the knife on me was in front of her with the knife, having a great conversation about something not regarding the knife. They didn't care about. They were talking about an incident that occurred prior. They were laughing and giggling with him having the knife in his hand.
To apply for a restraining order.
I can't because the police department keeps interrupting it. Sometimes pushing and shoving.
That has nothing to do with us.
It does. That's your job. Mandatory reporting.
I cannot issue.
I'm reporting that you are taking bribes and then enlisting.
I'm not taking bribes. I cannot do a restraining order. That's on the court.
But you are supposed to report that the police department is covering for this man and removing me from doing restraining orders. That's your responsibility.
Removing you from. You're right. You can put in for it.
They've already done it. And then did you see the video where she said that she wouldn't help me? So you guys' criminal activity is trapping me in this man's abuse and to be stagnant. I don't want to continue to live like this because you guys keep taking bribes and lying about it.
Have alternate housing for you.
Well, where can I go? Because I reported that these crimes are being committed and you want to investigate it. And then you keep covering for it, so that leaves me trapped. I don't want on a whim for him to get mad because I'm building my life up, illegally monitoring me, and you guys have a pathological lie to cover for all his crimes. Okay, so I don't want to have to live in terror because you guys are his terror because his guys are his minions.
A restraining order or a protective order, those are both on the court side. That's not what we do.
But you're letting these organizations, how am I going to get that if they're hanging up in my face and this location is demanding that I not record crimes being committed to me, and you're pathologically lying to cover for their crimes?
Violation of that isn't going to be criminal on you. So if you do that, you're not being charged with anything if you're recording as you are now.
But they're saying that I can't, and they're lying, slandering me. They're making a false report, ma'am, saying that these recordings of crimes are disturbing. It is a false report and criminal. You don't slander me with making those videos are not disturbing.
That you're criminal acts.
They slandered me and said these recordings of crimes being committed is disturbing. You didn't see it? It's in this paperwork.
It didn't say you're rewording.
No, let me show it to you.
I already read it.
No, it's in here. You're not. So you're covering for the fact that they slandered me and said these videos were disturbing. It's in this paperwork. You're blatantly lying.
I read the paperwork.
Well, let me show it to you. Let me show it to you because you misunderstood. Let me show it to you.
You're misreading it.
It's right here. Well, let me show it to you.
You think benefits you.
Okay.
And you can't do that. You're
okay. Well, let me show it to you.
Out of context.
Okay, let me show it to you then. Because you're making a false report too. Tampering with evidence is a felony, and you guys haven't.
Sit here and argue with you.
You can't. You don't have to. It's right here on the paper.
Okay, then you can sign that written statement.
You continue to repost disturbing recordings. That's a blatant lie. Recording crimes is not disturbing. It says right there, disturbing recordings. That's a blatant lie. That's a false report.
Okay, it's not a report to a peace officer. This is a report to you. This is a.
But they're interrupting my housing location on blatant lies. It's just not safe for me to live here. I just want, so there's nowhere I can flee you guys' abuse. Period. I just have to take it year after year.
Mid-Coast women's shelter,
the police department told them not to give me services, and they won't.
They usually don't unless it's domestic violence.
It was, but the police department told them not to help me, and they didn't. I was staying there, and the police department had a 20-minute conversation, and they tell people to be sadistic and emotionally abusive. So when I'm in terror, when my abuser says he's going to do something, they're toxic and play mind games. They ignore me and leave me in it and then slander me to cover for his crimes. So what's happening, I don't know how to report it to police. What's happening is he premeditates a crime he's about to commit, like that email you read. And he buys off the police department in locations I live to cover for his crime. That way he has a free reign of terror without having accountability. Because they're demanding that I not record his crimes, which puts my safety at risk. Since I know no one has given you guys your charges like the Iron Hammer guy, it's not safe for me to be here. Because no one's holding you accountable.
Your right to leave.
But I don't know how, ma'am. I don't know how. Because every time I try to flee, I get arrested, assaulted, or pushed and shoved by police. And no one's holding them accountable for enlisting civilians in crimes.
All you have to do is get your stuff and go. Like, I don't think.
But it keeps following me. And you guys deny law enforcement to cover for it, puts my safety at risk. And then letting people stalk me and hunt me down.
I've given you your avenues. You can.
But you're denying law enforcement. You're denying me protection. You're not giving me a remedy. You're not telling them to demand that I not record these men's crimes. I think that you told them to do it before you cover for it. That's what's happening.
I'm not going to argue with you, Ms. Clark.
That's what's happening. I don't want to live. I don't think that these people can live here and don't have the police department and sheriffs enforcing crimes on them. They can live peacefully without someone monitoring them and stalking them.
Or they were, but.
Well, they didn't have a car come at them and the staff and the police department covers for it. They didn't have that happen. They don't have someone saying that I'm going to kill you and then everywhere they live punish them for trying to report it. They don't have that. They're getting case management. I'm not. I asked for case management and they demanded that I get mental health treatment. They don't experience that. I see all these people in there getting case management that I can't get. They're getting services. I can't. They were getting services at Mid-Coast. The police department told them not to.
You've been getting services here.
They're not giving me case management, ma'am.
What do you mean by case management?
Other people get all kind of other resources, and I see them getting the resources. When I requested the resources, they demanded that I get mental health treatment.
And I can't tell you what to do with your life, but if it makes it easier and if it may help you, why not get mental health services?
I got it. It's abusive, but I just don't understand why I have to be degraded and treated like trash. Why is everyone's solution is to get mental health treatment to cover for people stalking me?
Mental health treatment is not.
And right now I'm getting messages now. I don't want to have to be forced to be a doormat. And I just don't seem to have a remedy for it. I don't want for someone to interrupt me with peace and joy at home. So is the United States saying that I just have to continue to take that? I'm getting threats right now in front of you.
You're not getting threats.
I'm getting forget it. I am getting text emails now. And then that email was a threat. And then I'm getting texts with people furious that I'm recording you right now. And they shouldn't even know I'm recording you. But in the middle of this recording, I'm getting texts right now.
Is it from Promise Point?
Yes, it is.
Maybe because they told you on your contract.
But by law, I can record interaction with the police department in the middle of crime. I just don't want to live like this, ma'am. I don't want to have the police department covering for someone saying they're going to kill me year after year and covering for hit and runs and murders. Well, we can't talk every time I'm telling you about a crime. That's why I don't want to live here.
Contact Mid-Coast Family Services.
Mid-Coast don't do law enforcement for murders and hit and runs. The police department does.
They have resources.
But I'm telling the police department, and you have to leave during the report. That's why they don't want me recording you. That's a crime. So Promise Point is not going to investigate a hit and run and all these other crimes. Promise Point, Mid Coast.
Okay, that's what the written statements are.
I don't like you covering up your badge, ma'am.
Okay, my badge is over here.
Okay, well, your name. I want YouTube to see it.
YouTube has, because you've recorded me several times.
I don't know why in the middle of this recording, they're getting frantic and panicking in all my environments. Like I said, the text I'm getting right now, ma'am.
Probably from Promise Point, because they've told you.
But they should know I'm recording you right now. It's actively happening. This has happened years. So someone is coaching these people to do this. If I'm doing the recording and it's being interrupted by text in the middle of this recording, I don't know what to do because no one is giving you guys your charges.
Mid-Coast Family Services for resources to get out of here. You said you wanted out.
I want to out of the country because no one is making you guys abide by the law, and you repeatedly rack up felonies and enlist everywhere I'm at to be in cahoots with it. I don't want to live like this.
You don't have to.
I have to because you're behind it. I go each location I flee to, police department is there enforcing crimes. What do you do? What do you suspect I should do with that if no one's giving you your charges?
I didn't commit any charges, so
You're covering up for stalking. That is a
I'm
crime.
not covering up for anybody. You've given me no evidence of stalking. But
Did that paper said that people contacted them and found my location, and I'm telling you that, and you're covering for it.
That is not stalking. You're posting this.
I didn't post it, ma'am. I didn't post it. I had not uploaded.
Every conversation you've had with law enforcement on YouTube, correct?
That's when they gave me the warnings. But if you are going to pathologically lie and will not let me make a proper report, you're leaving in the middle of a report, ma'am, and you guys never get accountability for it. They're minions. Each time this man says that he's going to escalate abuse, he sends his minions out and enlists the locations I live to be in cahoots. They set them up to do it. It's impossible for them to do a report for a crime they enlisted people to commit. Entrapment. Until we get the problem right here staring you in the face under control, it'll continue to happen like it's happened 10 years plus. When are they going to get their charges? So it wasn't safe for them to set up a false arrest, so now they have to strategize a put out. And while I'm actively doing the recording, I'm getting texts with threats now, as I have been for years. They used to just put me out, just come from nowhere when I wasn't recording, and just put me out in a rage when he was upset. My device is glitching. This is work that I've done. You know, it's not the greatest, but I just wanted to make it comfortable for me. I believe he's committing voyeurism crimes. He sees that I get up and clean and try to keep this environment with care. And he has to repeatedly interrupt it. The same thing happened in my own apartment. I wouldn't even do anything for a year. I slept on the air mattress because I didn't know when he'd scheme again. No one's keeping him doing law enforcement. Immediately when my car was paid off, I used to buy cash cards, but the police department would scam false arrests and things would happen and crimes were committed. So I knew that it wasn't paying all this money for cash cards. It wasn't safe for me. So I deliberately got a car note. They waited till the car note was paid. And then when I went to Greenville and started venturing out because I had my own apartment, I was established with a job. He got furious. My job scammed the termination. Then I fought for my apartment anyway. They needed to scheme a false arrest. They took my freedom in Arlington at CPS to cover for my daughter's abuse. That took the car, the job down, apartment and car now to go. I get terrorized in these environments. It's not safe. They deprive me of services and they list people to terrorize me to the degree of getting in the shower with me, watching it and watching me where I had to get out naked. And they just let me be treated like that, scratching up my phone, the Kingdom Come, submerging it in water when I woke up from it charging. Threatening me and trapping me in on the elevator, monitoring me on the clock, like at this location, and I just have to sit and take it. And they demand that I've been cutting my phone off because I get terrorized by these people, so that they taunt, violate, and play mind games. So he's furious that now I cut my phone off. He's losing control, and now he needs to put me out so he can further control, and then have these shelters we're full, and never seem to be getting charges. I don't want to live like this. My family can't help me. They let me live in a tent, absolutely terrified for my life during COVID. I just wish that I don't want him controlling my life. I don't. And each time I try to flee him and he thinks he's losing control, he escalates out of fear and demands control of my life. And they do it.